Most people don't choose the life they're living, they inherit it. You graduate, you get a job, you buy a house, you fill it up with things. You work for a few decades, and somewhere in there you promise yourself that one day, when there's finally time, you'll do all the stuff you've been meaning to do. And for some people, that is exactly the life they wanted. I mean that. There is nothing wrong with it. But a lot of the people I talk to never actually stop to ask whether they were choosing that life or just going along with it. This whole video is built on one simple idea that quietly changes every decision that comes after it. We only get one life, not a practice one. I'm not here to talk you into selling your house or hitting the road. I just want to help you notice whether the life you're living is one you actually picked. I talked with a couple a while back who had been planning to travel for 15 years. 15! They had the maps, they had the routes highlighted, they knew every place they wanted to see. And every year, something came up. A good reason, every single time. Work, the kids, the market, one more project on the house. They finally took their first real trip last year. And the thing they told me afterward wasn't how much they loved it, though they did. It was how much they wished they hadn't waited so long to start. Here's what I've learned watching this happen over and over. Most people who stay exactly where they are aren't staying because they're happy. They're staying because they're comfortable. And comfort is a funny thing. It isn't bad. It's warm. It's familiar. It asks almost nothing of you. But it keeps whispering the same thing on repeat. There's always more time. Next year, after retirement, when work slows down, when the kids are grown, when everything settles a little. The trouble is, life doesn't usually settle down on its own. There is always going to be one more perfectly good reason to wait. So let me say the thing I think matters most in this whole video. Not making a decision is still making one. If you wait 5 years to take the trip you've been dreaming about, you didn't dodge the decision. You decided to spend those 5 years somewhere else. If you wait 10 years to start the business, you chose 10 more years without it. Waiting feels safe because it feels like you're keeping your options open, but you're not putting your life on pause. It keeps moving either way. So waiting is a choice, same as any other. Sometimes it's the right one. Just make sure you're actually choosing it and not letting it happen to you. A few ways I think about this. First, the book on the shelf. You buy a book you've always wanted to read. Every year, you move it to a new shelf and tell yourself you'll get to it. Years pass. The book never changes. The only thing that changes is how much time you had left to read it. Dreams sit on shelves the exact same way. Second, your calendar. Everybody says they value freedom or family or adventure. Your calendar is where you find out whether that's actually true. It doesn't care what you say matters. It shows you what really does. And third, the garden. A garden never turns beautiful because you meant to plant it. It turns beautiful the day you finally pick up the shovel. Good intentions don't grow anything. Decisions do. Now when someone tells me, I've always wanted to do this or that, there's a quiet question I ask myself. What's actually stopping them? Sometimes it's money, and that's real. Sometimes it's a family member they're caring for, and that's real too. But honestly, more often than you'd expect, it isn't any of that. It's just uncertainty. They don't know where to start. And when you don't know the first step, waiting becomes the default. The default has a quiet way of becoming permanent. That's the part that stays with me. It isn't the people who look at a dream and decide it's not for them. It's the people who never really decide at all and let a decade answer the question for them. So here's what I'd actually ask you to do. First, an honest one. If nothing changed over the next 10 years, if your life looked more or less exactly like it does today, would you be happy with that? Really sit with it. If the answer is yes, that is wonderful, and I mean it. If it's not, that's worth paying attention to. Second, go look at your calendar and your bank statement from the last month. Those two things tell the truth about your priorities better than anything you'd say out loud. If the life you say you want isn't showing up in either one, That's not a reason to feel bad. It's just information. It's a place to start. And notice again, I haven't mentioned an address or any paperwork, because this part comes first. The logistics of living differently, the residency, the mail, the vehicle, all of that is genuinely the easy part. And it's exactly what we're here for when you're ready. But no address ever made anybody intentional. That decision is yours, and it happens long before we ever get involved. So if you take one thing from this, let it be this. You only get one life, not one to practice on, not one to rehearse before the real one starts. Just this one. You don't need anyone's permission to start asking what you actually want it to look like. That question is where freedom really begins, long before any address, any RV, any date circled on a calendar. Before you go, I'm curious about one thing. What's the one thing you keep telling yourself you'll do someday? Put it in the comments. Not to commit to anything, just to say it out loud. Sometimes seeing it written down is the first honest step toward it. We are truly excited to share this new adventure with you. Until next time, keep building a life defined by freedom, not by a zip code.